Hi, lovely to have you here. Welcome to the Electro Revolution EV News Brief. In today's episode, we're going to go through quite a number of articles, so I do hope you enjoy them. Let's get started straight away. The first news item, BYD. It surges ahead of Tesla globally, and that's a big deal. New data shows that BYD remains the world's largest BEV seller. In Q3 of 2025, BYD held a 15.4% global BEV market share, and that's ahead of Tesla's 13.4%. So for the 2025 year to date, and that's the first 9 months, BYD's EV deliveries reached 1.61 million approximately, and that's comfortably ahead of Tesla's 1.22 million approximately, a 37% EV sales lead. And that trend reflects BYD's broad model range from budget to premium, including the growing demand in Europe and China, and suggests a shift in global EV leadership. So now moving to the news announcement from Ford and Renault. Today, Ford and Renault formally announced a strategic partnership to co-develop at least 2 Ford-branded electric vehicles. They're built on Renault's AmpR EV platform, and that's a production to be handled in northern France. The first model is expected to arrive in showrooms by early 2028. The agreement also includes a letter of intent to collaborate on light commercial EVs, their vans, for the European market. Now, this move is widely viewed as a response to growing competition from much more cost-competitive Chinese EV brands like BYD, XPeng and Sedan, and they're rapidly gaining ground in Europe. And now let's move to some BMW news. BMW has released full details on the 2026 i7 all-electric luxury sedan. The xDrive 60 variant delivers 536 horsepower with an EPA estimated range of 505 kilometers or 304 miles, and that was on 19-inch wheels. Real-world tests, they topped 498 kilometers or 310 miles on 21-inch wheels. The i7 supports fast charging, about 160 kilometers or 100 miles added in about 10 minutes. And it promises premium features like heated and ventilated massaging rear seats, rear entertainment with a massive 31.3-inch screen, and advanced safety hands-free driving aids. With interiors that mix leather, wood, metal trim, and 5G-enabled streaming, the i7 positions BMW strongly in the EV luxury segment, targeting rivals like Mercedes-Benz and Lucid. And now for some EU news on fleet targets. Several major automakers and rental and leasing companies, including BMW and Toyota, have jointly urged the European Commission to avoid imposing mandatory EV fleet quotas on companies. Now, their argument: high upfront costs, underdeveloped charging infrastructure, and economic costs all make mandatory targets counterproductive, potentially slowing EV adoption instead of boosting it. The Commission is expected to release a revised proposal on or around December 16th, possibly softening previous plans tied to the 2035 combustion engine ban. And now for some news from India. But before I get to the Indian news, let me just rephrase how I used to say Hyundai. Now in Australia, we do say Hyundai, but I actually looked it up and the actual way to pronounce it is Hyundai. So excuse me for our international viewers, I'm now going to start saying Hyundai. So back to the Indian story. Several manufacturers including Hyundai, Kia, Mahindra and Tata Motors are offering record year-end discounts on EVs to stimulate demand. The move highlights how global EV market growth may be slowing, or at least shifting, as manufacturers adapt to changing demand and economic pressure. And now for some news from down under. That means Australia. New data from the latest quarter shows that battery electric vehicles now account for 9.7% of all car sales in Australia. And that's the highest proportion ever that we've had here. Internal combustion new car sales dipped below 70%. And that's a total of 29,298 BEVs sold in that quarter. And that surpasses any previous records. And that shows that EV adoption is accelerating in Australia. Now moving to China. Hyundai Electro and mid-sized Chinese-made electric SUV based on Hyundai's eGMP architecture, that's been confirmed for Australia with an 88.1 kilowatt battery, WLTP range over 500 kilometers and DC fast charging. The arrival of that is expected in 2026. The Hyundai Nexo, which is a second-gen fuel cell electric SUV, has also received government approval for Australia's sale and is slated to launch in 2026. Meanwhile, Kia confirms that its long-running Kia Niro line, hybrid PHEVs and EVs, will be retired locally. And that makes room for newer electrified models like the upcoming EV3 and second-generation hybrid EV Seltos. Production is expected to end early 2026. Now, these developments signal a shift in the Australian market. Higher EV uptake overall, more affordable and diverse EV offerings, and an expansion of both BEV and alternative fuel technologies like hydrogen. And the last bonus story for today. Now, this is no big cute mishap EV headline, but the trend of deep year-end discounts like those in India shows automakers are getting very competitive, almost like a Black Friday for EVs. It's a reminder that the EV revolution isn't just about tech and sustainability. Sometimes it's about the best deals. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode today. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this content with someone who'd be interested, or just leave a comment. It really all helps. Until the next episode, I hope to see you there. Bye for now.